Okay, got it.
All right. Hi, Brian and Christy. It's Ivan again. I feel like we know each other. We've done this a few times. So we're at this 904 unit, Villa 4. Been here for about 2 hours. I can tell you right away the exterior finishes are in good shape. You have a concrete drywall siding and then a wood paneling siding, which is all in very decent condition. Exterior-wise, structurally, I have no issues. You have all the soffit vents you need. The gutter system's in great shape. I was able to actually climb around the lower portions of the roof and looked at the exterior asphalt shingling. I saw no issues, but I don't think that's going to be a homeowner's issue. I think it's more of an association problem, exterior and things like that in this area. So that's all good. Kind of a low maintenance, it looks like. There was some minor cracking, settling at the edges of the garage. Right here, it's not a structural issue, just very typical cracking. Anything that's under a 1/4 inch and very vertical like that, I'm not concerned. Just settling. It's probably been there since they poured this concrete. But I did take a picture of it just to monitor it because you never know what kind of movement will occur. So I just took a picture and just keep an eye on it. The exterior faucets back and front work fine, saw no issues, and the garage door is in great shape. So we'll head on in. The doorbell does not work. I took a picture of that, and that will be in the report, of course. As we move inside, I can kind of gauge by the more significant issues by the number of pictures I took. So you have some minor plumbing issues, and then some interior finish things we'll talk about as we go through the property. All right. So we'll just head in the garage here right away. Then you see the garage door works fine. I had no issues with it. It's in good shape. And the trip sensor on the bottom here does work fine. No problems. You have a 150 amp system, electric system, and here's the panel for that system in the garage. Again, no issues with the panel. Nobody's been here monkeying with it or changing anything. It's all copper wiring, and all the breakers look good. It's a huge amount of juice going to these condos. 150 is really big, so the sky's kind of the limit as far as upgrades on these panels, which is great. And it's all, one wire per circuit. Looks really good. Minor electric stuff inside we'll talk about in a minute. You can kind of see the holes in the walls here. There's a number of them in certain areas. The garage and the pantry has the most. You can see these holes, these hooks along the side. So I'm going to annotate that in the report as a kind of flaws to the drywall where intentional holes were put in there. Not a big deal, just want to point it out to you. Here you can see what the doorbell is. Obviously this is just a wire that was disconnected. So easy fix, but yeah, just point it out. When I got to the unit, the refrigerator and the hot water heater breakers were turned off. I did turn those back on. Within about 45 minutes, I was getting good hot water from this tank here, which is really good because you have an 80-gallon tank, which is large, and I'm getting hot water in 45 minutes. That's a sign of good efficiency in a tank that's working really well. So I had no issues with your hot water tank. Really nice size unit, 80-gallon. That's just a monster size, and you're getting sufficient pressure and hot water. But right above it is your main valve to turn off all the water to your unit, and the pressure release valve, which is something I'm looking for as well. So other than that, structurally, it's in good shape in here. I couldn't get to the hatch. The other unit I inspected for you, I was able to open up that hatch and take a peek. It's on a spring system, but this one I couldn't turn it. I'm recommending consult the seller to see if there's a trick. I'm just going to put that in the report. It's not an emergency or not a problem. There must be some kind of trick to get into that unit. There's nothing above there. It's a real small crawl space if I remember correctly. You can put some minor, Christmas stuff up there if you want, just kind of some storage above the garage. So yeah, we'll head on inside now. Like I said, I run the cycles on all the appliances, including the washer and dryer. Unfortunately, I did see a leak accumulating on the left side of the washer. I'm having a very difficult time pulling this guy out. But I don't know if you can see it, but there's water accumulating in the corner there. So I can't tell if it's a unit leak or it's a line leak. Obviously, you got a leak. I would have a plumber come in here at least and take a look and verify where that leak's coming from. So So you got a washer or a line leak behind here. The first thing I do when I come into the unit is I turn down the air conditioning system. Is about as far as it can go. If you remember the last unit we did, you had a lot of water in that line. When I was stressing the system, the condensation was building up. The good news, I'm getting all the intake and outtake air working fine, and none of the condensation. And we'll talk more about the unit upstairs, the fan and the condenser in a minute, but good news, the AC is working great. I saw no issues with it. Guest bathroom. The only problem I saw in the guest bathroom, easy fix, is the trap system for the sink is not working. You can see it right here. Just not moving up and down. It's a nice pedestal sink. I like the design. Looks great. Easy fix though. Easy, yeah. Not a huge crisis. Toilet's fine. The electric's good in here. The fan's operating fine. Yeah, interior finishes in here look good. Go into the pantry and you can see, despite the unusual color, you'll have a lot of holes in the walls too, like I was referring to in the garage. You can see a number of them where they had some kind of shelf system. It's not really damaged. I don't really get into the holes too much, but just want to let you know you got more than normal amount of holes in these walls. So just so you know, going into it. Easy fix, you know, spackling and some paint. It all looks great, but just so you know. Like I mentioned, the breaker to the refrigerator was off. It is cooling. I'm getting cold air and very cold air out of the freezer. The only disadvantage of that is I can't properly test the ice maker. We won't make ice in time enough for me to properly test it, but you are getting water, which is fine, which is good. So yeah, appliances in here are in great shape. I tested the oven, the microwave, and the hood here, working fine, and then did a cycle on your dishwasher too. Draining fine. I got a good heat element out of it too. It's a Whirlpool, looks like a pretty good model. My only issue with the kitchen was this sink, and you can see how difficult it is to move this back and forth. Minor corrosion probably. And then this on top is loose. It's a very tight and very loose sink, kitchen sink fixture. So this could withstand some maintenance right here, just to make this a little more friendlier to use.
Would you say just replace it or just?
I would just replace it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like what, 150.
Yeah, it's cheap fix, but it's you just can't move this thing. It really takes some effort. So there's some corrosion down here. You can see. The likely approach is just to replace it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
The disposer down here, although a good disposer, I'm concerned about the button. Of course, I can't reproduce it now, but I have to annotate in the report. When I was having to press this pretty hard to get it to work. It's working now fine, but I'm going to put that in the report anyway. It took me 10, 12 times, a dozen times just to get this thing working. And it kept tripping itself off for some reason. So I would recommend replacing this if you continue to have a problem.
Okay.
But like I said, it's working fine now. So.
And that would be an electrician to replace
Yes, electrician would replace that. Yeah. Like I said, it took me about a dozen times to keep it closed. You have two areas where the flooring is damaged. This is one right here in the kitchen, a cracked tile. Pretty common, pretty minor. This tile looks pretty familiar. I think you could probably find it pretty easily at Home Depot or Lowe's. As we go into the living room, here's the second flooring issue. You can see the slats right here are separated. Probably an easy fix if the slat is underneath the trim. You just push it back, but I can't tell unless I got in there. So.
I think that was on the, I did just receive the seller disclosure statement and she alluded to that.
She talked about that?
Yeah. I think that she has some extra, is this laminate or is this that
it's a texture,
vinyl?
It's a texture. Usually the texture stuff is a laminate. The vinyl is that real smooth stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's very hard to tell these days, but generally that's kind of what I go by.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They have that engineered wood too, which is impossible to tell.
Yeah.
But other than that, the flooring looks great, in great shape. That's very minor. All the electric worked in here. I had no issues. The fan's in great shape, no problem. Interior finishes in here, I think, are actually better than the other unit I inspected. It generally just looks like a well-maintained, and it had some tasteful stuff done to it. This door right here, although the vinyl door is great, the exterior screen door here has got some corrosion on the bottom, pretty minor, and then up here this it's got a hole in the screen, so easy fix. But yeah, the screen doors and in generally poor condition. We'll head outside to the lanai area. Everything looks pretty good out here. This is where I can check out your condenser on your AC system. I saw no issues with it. I think it looks a little cleaner than the last one we took a look at. But it's running fine. It sounds like it's good. There's no hiccuping or hammering effect going on in the AC unit. The fins look good over here. Of course, I always recommend them getting serviced by a professional.
We put in the contract that either they'll service it before we close, or they'll provide like evidence that it's been serviced in the last 3 months.
Absolutely, that's a great approach.
Yeah, so we'll
just so you have some confidence
get
that
it,
it's
yeah.
running efficiently, working great. I was able to get on your roof up here too, and it looks fine, no problem. But I think it's probably an association issue if there was an issue. So yeah, great view out here too.
Yeah, it's quiet, it's pretty.
All right, so head in. We had smoke alarms throughout, and all the lighting down here was fine, no issues. And like I said, the intake and outtake AC vents are working great. We're all heading down in the 60s, which is, yeah, we're very efficient. I saw no problems with the stairwell here, and the railings is in good shape. All safety. You can see where one is missing right here, a smoke detector, but I found, and there's another one missing in the master bedroom, but it's underneath a sink in the master bath. So if they're here, they just need to reconnect them. They were probably chirping out of battery, and so they took them out. So, like I talked about, the AC system is a lot better condition, I think, than the previous unit I checked. I'm seeing 0 water in the pan. The primary and secondary lines look completely dry, so that indicates to me that this unit has at least been serviced and well maintained, or they have really good cross vent. There's a lot of venting going on, so it's able to just maintain its efficiency. Like I said, I'm not an HVAC specialist, but from what I can see, it looks like it's in good shape, and it's really cold in here right now. So, and I dropped it down to 72. I turned it on from, it was probably 80 plus degrees in here. Within a few minutes, it was down in the low 70s, so it's working really well. In the guest bedroom, the only problem I saw were this door is not working that well. And then you can see some holes in this bedroom and the master bedroom. A little larger than normal. This is probably some audio-visual system they had set up. Like I said, in the garage and the pantry downstairs. And then these intentional holes, but this one's large enough, I'm just going to call it out because it's just a larger than normal hole there. But that was it in this room. That was the only 2 issues. Everything else looks good. The electric and the windows are in great shape. The final windows. Yeah, it looks really good. And you get a good view of the roof here and the tiling. They get the architectural triple asphalt tiling, and then all the flashing looks like it's in good shape, and the gutters are clean. So it looks like the association is, is maintaining this area pretty well. So we'll move into the hallway. The guest bathroom sink is in good shape. I had no problems with the guest bathroom pedestal or this counter. The medicine cabinet had a small crack in it right here. I'm just gonna, it's kind of minor, but just point that out. Crack in the medicine cabinet. And then the fixtures over here in the guest bathroom tub. So the valve diverter, I think in the last unit we looked at, the valve diverter is that same one in this unit. It's just not diverting all the water to the shower head. So that's an easy fix, pretty common. You see about half the water is actually making it.
So how do they fix that?
What's that?
How do you fix that?
A plumber's got to come in and just remove this, and there's a gasket in here.
Oh, okay.
That's where you just replace the rubber gasket, and it just gets corroded after a while. And then that's the seal that closes the turn that shoots the water up to the shower head. So easy fix, and then there's no trap in here too, which is very common. So no tub trap. Going to the master bathroom and bedroom. I had no problems in the master bath at all. The sink trap works well. Toilet's good. I had no issues with the shower in here. All the caulking and tiling looks great. Interior finish is in good shape. So yeah, very clean bathroom in here. And the same goes for the master bedroom. I had no major issues. When I get to these kind of lofted, vaulted ceilings, of course, I'm looking for any water damage.